Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on the Mathematical Genius YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be going over how to find the GCF and LCM of two numbers. This video is the fourth video in 7th grade math under the unit of number theory. Before we begin, I'm going to really quickly talk about which videos are coming up on this channel. So in the next video, I will be talking about how to sort factors of numerical expressions. Then will be scientific notation. After that, classifying numbers, and finally factorials. So let's get right into it. Let's quickly talk about how to find the GCF and LCM of two numbers. How about we talk about how to find the GCF first? The greatest common factor, or the GCF, is the common factor between the two numbers, which is the greatest. To find the GCF of two numbers, first do the prime factorization of those numbers. If you do not know how to find the prime factorization of a number, make sure you check out my video on that. After we find the prime factorization of those numbers, see which number or product of numbers is common between them. I know this might be a little hard to comprehend, so let's quickly do two examples. Here is the first example. Find the GCF of 18 and 24. The first step that we need to take is to find the prime factorization of 18 and 24. The first two numbers that come to my head that multiply to 18 are 3 and 6. We know that 3 is prime, so we just need to factor 6. The first two numbers that come to my head that multiply to 6 are 2 and 3. Since both 2 and 3 are prime, we have finished the prime factorization of 6. When we put everything together, we get the prime factorization of 18 as 2 times 3 times 3. Now let's move on to 24. The first two numbers that come to my head that multiply to 24 are 8 and 3. We know that 3 is prime, so we just need to find the prime factorization of 8. The first two numbers that come to my head which multiply to 8 are 4 and 2. Since 2 is prime, we just need to find the prime factorization of 4. We know that 4 is equal to 2 times 2. So we have finished the prime factorization of 8. When we put everything together, we get the prime factorization of 24 as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, now that we have the prime factorization of both of these numbers, let's first look for which products are common between the prime factorization of 18 and 24. When we look carefully enough, we can see that the product of numbers which is common between the two of these numbers are 2 times 3. This is equal to 6, which is in fact the GCF of 18 and 24. Now let's move on to the second example problem, but I'm going to do this a little bit quicker. Find the GCF of 70 and 21. We know that 70 is equal to 7 times 10, and since 7 is prime, we can focus on 10. Since 10 is equal to 2 times 5, and both of those are prime, the final prime factorization of 70 is 2 times 5 times 7. When we move on to the prime factorization of 21, we know that 21 is equal to 3 times 7. Since both 3 and 7 are prime, we finish the prime factorization of 21. When we look for common products of two or more numbers in the prime factorizations of 21 and 70, we don't see any common products. So we need to look at common numbers between the prime factorizations of 70 and 21. We can see that the common number is 7, which is the GCF. Now that we have done two example problems for GCF, and hopefully you understand how to find the GCF of two numbers, let's move on to how to find the LCM of two numbers. This process is a little bit like how to find the GCF of two numbers. First, we need to find the prime factorizations of those two numbers. Once we do that, we need to multiply all of the prime factors together. However, it's not exactly that simple. Let's just do two example problems. Here is the first example problem. Find the LCM of 24 and 18. We remember that the prime factorization of 18 is 2 times 3 times 3 in the GCF problem, and the prime factorization of 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. We can see that 2 is common among both of the prime factorizations, and we can see that 2 is multiplied 3 times in the prime factorization of 24. So we can say that the 2 in the prime factorization of 18 is covered. Then we can see that 3 is common among both of the prime factorizations, And we can see that 3 is multiplied twice in the prime factorization of 18. So we can say that the 3 in 24 is covered as well. Now, all we need to do is multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, which is equal to 72, which is the LCM of 24 and 18. Now let's do the second example problem, but I will do it a little bit faster. Find the LCM of 70 and 21. We know that the prime factorization of 70 is 2 times 5 times 7, and the prime factorization of 21 is 3 times 7. We can see that the 7 is common among both of the prime factorizations, so we only need to include it once in the product for the final answer. However, 2, 5, and 3 are not common among both of the prime factorizations, so we need to multiply those numbers as well. So the final answer is 2 times 5 times 3 times 7, which is 210. Now that I've explained to you how to find the GCF and LCM of two numbers, and also given you a few example problems, here are 10 problems for you to work on. Please pause the video and work on them on your own, and in a second I will show you the answers. So here are the answers. The answer to the first problem is 26. The answer to the second problem is 1092. The answer to the third problem is 11. The answer to the fourth problem is 779. The answer to the fifth problem is 3. The answer to the sixth problem is 2346. The answer to the seventh problem is 15. The answer to the eighth problem is 1869. The answer to the ninth problem is 2. And the answer to the 10th problem is 117. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure that you like and subscribe. In the next video, I will be talking about how to sort factors of numerical expressions. That's it for this video, and I will see you guys next time.